Hello everyone, this will be the review of game Life and Debt Real Life Simulator. I'm just trying to go back to game. I'm just checking if it's recording. Yes, it is. The game is in window mode now. Let's just check if we can change it. I think when we start we can change it. I switched off music, sound. Maybe we'll put sound smaller, like this one. How many languages we have? 5. Okay, Klingon. Jesus Christ, this isn't Klingon, really. Wow, this is awesome. Who touched May? This is awesome. I like Klingon. Klingon is a great idea, to be honest, really. Now, guys, I like. How do you switch it off? Like this? Okay. I'm not gonna click dev stream because I have no idea what's going on. Is the dev streaming right now? Somewhere it's gonna open me something Twitch. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh no. Sorry. I didn't click it. I just had some problem with my Google. Now it's everything is okay. So the game is a clicker idle game. It's well, it's more idle game than clicker game. I'm gonna show you a bit of playthrough. I played through it once. I think I failed. I could continue, but I'm probably just gonna go on. Whatever. Let's go with maybe play. Easy. Okay. I want easy. Yeah, okay, sounds are less loud, that's cool. So we generally have to get a job, which is like whatever we can take at this point. We can lose the job at any time. If we don't lose a job, we will get money after a specific time. And if we keep the if we keep the job, we get full money. If we are unemployed, if we lose the job, then we get a bit of money, and we can also switch the job. But if we switch the job before we take the money, we probably don't get the money. Here are live events, usually negative stuff, but sometimes also positive. And our goal is to get 35 unique items, which usually cannot be bought from scratch. Some can, like this, but some cannot, and then you have to pay additional money, additional interest. You have to let's say, okay, we take this. Let's say we take this one, and now we have to pay for it. Like, see, we pay bill, and we slowly pay bills for 4 months, and we can have up to 6 items like this. And we lost our job, so I'm gonna just pick anything. Those just go on, so maybe I will just leave them. Leave the live events. You cannot really interact with them. They're either negative or positive. Now, if you have debt, if you have debt, I guess that's how you read it. If you have debt, it goes up by 2%. It might be a lot. I was having like $1,000+ every month just because of the debt, so I wanna have it high. You can try to play this game about debt without debt, if it's possible. And if you accumulate 250,000 debt, you lose. I didn't lose so far. I also didn't win because you have to have 0 debt. I had like 35 items, but I had 60,000 debt and kept growing from just those negative events here. You can sometimes get like 10,000. Again, we need a job because we lost it again. And you can also study if you have money. Like we need 5,000 at least, or you can play lotto, but the odds are like here, 1 in 368,000. So I'm not gonna do it. It just costs you money, and probably I never won, so I'm not gonna try. And then this is the store. I usually buy stuff that it's cheap, and then I just keep going. It's better not to have debt. I know why I have debt now, even though I have money. You can just pay it, and that's the game. Basically, that's the game. That's the whole game. So once again, those are completely random. The life events. We can influence which job we choose every month because every month everything is reset. So we can change the job. For instance, we prefer this job over this one. By the way, sometimes the current job and this one here were not the same. It was a bug. Maybe it was fixed now. But sometimes, yeah, now it's showing properly. We are call center technician. I have to pay the bill. I can pay it off completely. We are call center technicians, showing also here call center technicians. Sometimes when I was changing here, it was like, I don't know if this one was wrong or this one was wrong. One of them was wrong. Now it's, I don't know, it seems to be proper. Maybe it's just some bug that happens or happened. Now again, we pay something. I don't even know what happened. By the way, it would be nice to have a slider for the speed, because it's, for me, it's sometimes going too fast. So I just don't know what's going on. And it just goes on like this, right? We wait until we get money or get unemployed. We switch to another job, or we switch after we get money, or we can even switch in the middle. Now all the jobs are worse. We don't have money to study, so all we can do is check if we want to buy something cheap, or we can finance it, but of course you pay more. Now maybe I should stop it at this point and just tell you what I think. I don't know if we can. If I save and exit, what happens? I think we'll go to menu. Okay, I will go down with sound and just leave it. I'll just leave it like this. Oh, by the way, see, we have very big debt. I know from what? Probably from negative event. So we can try to pay it off, but at the same time you can just take everything, right? And it will keep growing. I'm not sure what happens if you don't pay those, or what happens if you don't pay them at all. Do you lose the item or what? Maybe it just goes to big debt. I have no idea. This is a clicker, slightly a clicker game, mostly an idle game, and I like idle games and I like clicker games. The only problem, there are two problems here. One problem is the graphics, which are very basic, and I don't like them. Again, it's the dreaded pixel art I absolutely hate. And the other problem is that the game is for money, I think. I'm not sure if this is free on Steam. I don't think so. I'm not even sure if it's already launched. I'm just gonna take a job, any job, yeah, whatever. So if it costs any money, then you have to be aware that many idle games or clicker games are free. So you might want to play a clicker or idle game that is free and looks better. However, if you want to collect them all, then you have to buy some of them. So I wouldn't buy it if it cost money, but I would play it because I like those games for unknown reason. Are not really very good, to be honest. There is very little interaction you have, but they have some sort of I don't know. I'm just probably a junkie for those games. I played a lot of them, and I liked many of them. This isn't a very complex one. But this game also has one positive feature. I mean, it's showing you what happens if you stupidly spend your money. And because my channel on YouTube is partly about making money on Steam and saving money, then I think it has some positive educational aspect to it. Even though the game looks very simple, you must be aware that many people in the world have no idea about economy, completely no idea. And even stuff like, you know, how much you earn, how much you spend is a problem. Probably more people have a credit, a debt, than they have savings. And a lot of people in the world also live in poverty. And to some extent, my channel is to counteract it, to show you at least ways to get games cheaper, because I think everybody deserves entertainment. Even if they have really crappy life, they should at least be able to, you know, rest and not only just switch off and do something else, but also develop their skills, their brain, by having some sort of sensible form of entertainment, not just some mindless stuff to switch off. And I think games are awesome for that. So I'm kind of fighting against poverty and being miserable because you have nothing, not even, you know, something to have fun with. So this game is slightly educational on the very basic level, but believe me, many people can screw up on this level. They can just spend too much and spend on things they don't need, and the game is showing that, which is of course in a very funny way, and it's sort of irony and satire on the topic, but it's an important topic actually. You would be surprised how many people do not look at their money even on this basic level, and then they have a lot of problems. So especially for kids who have no idea how much money is worth and how to count properly, how to add, plus to plus and minus to minus, and just compare the two numbers, which seems extremely easy, but it isn't for many people. Many people just take credit, thinking that I don't know, the bank is giving them money, while at the same time the bank is pretty much stealing from them, making them lose money on purpose, because everything is on purpose. Even if they even try to help you make money, it's always some hidden risk in it. They usually try to tell you that you should invest in something that is risky. Maybe you make a lot of money, maybe you lose a lot of money, but they don't really care. They will also very gladly give you credit and not so gladly give you just a few percentage from what you have, like bank interest. And many people are completely unaware of that. So in those terms, it is actually a useful educational game, even though it's extremely pretty. No, it's not extremely pretty. It's actually extremely easy. Easy. It's not easy. I can't beat it. What's the word? It's simple. Yes. So it's a simple clicker idle game that probably costs money. And now is the irony in all that. Would you like to spend money on this game? Maybe this is the trick here. Maybe you should ask yourself if you want to actually spend money on this. Is it something you need? Is it something you are going to play? And I'm going to leave you with this question. So the game that teaches you how to spend money to not be completely broke and disappoint your family, at the same time costs money, and all it is a clicker idle game, which are mostly for free on Steam at least. So I will leave you with this question. I can give this game a slight recommendation to test it if you can, or if you can get it very cheap. But at the same time, you should ask yourself, is it actually a game that you need in your library? And maybe the whole irony here is that it isn't. However, I think for a clicker idle game, it's playable on a basic level. And if you don't mind spending money on those games and supporting developers, you can try to get it if it's super cheap or free, because I don't know, I didn't check. You check it as a homework. You check how much it costs. Is it worth buying? And if you like games like that, I personally do. I like clicker and idle games, but as an addition, I don't really buy them mostly. I sometimes play them. Also, I never buy anything in terms of microtransactions. If the game is free, it's free to me, whatever. If you think you're gonna fool me into buying stuff that I don't need, that actually makes no sense to buy because it speeds up the game, which is supposed to last long. I want games to last long. I don't want to speed them up by paying money. This is ridiculous. So probably the only sense to pay those developers is to just support them, because there's no really any point in putting money into microtransactions unless you want to support a developer who gave the game out for free. At the same time, you can exploit it and just play it, or you can spend a lot of money there. Again, it's about the topic of the game. Would you like to spend money on something that makes no sense? So I'm gonna leave you with all those questions regarding economy and how to spend your pocket money, or whatever money you have from whatever source. I'm not gonna ask you, whatever, it's your money. So that would be it from me. I don't recommend whatever. I'm not gonna say if I recommend it or not and for what purpose. I played it, I had a little bit of fun with it, and you have to ask the question to yourself: is it worth a buy? Is it fun? Is it playable? Is it worth it? And do it with every game you buy or not buy. And that would be it from me. I'll see you guys in the next review.